we're diving into something truly exciting: rare coins. Have you ever wondered if that old quarter sitting in your coin jar could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? Well, today, we're talking about one such coin, the 1978 Kentucky quarter dollar. And believe it or not, this little piece of history could be worth up to a mind-blowing $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. So, why is this coin so valuable? Well, the 1978 Kentucky quarter isn't just any ordinary quarter. It's part of the Pedaset State Quarters program launched by the U.S. Mint back in 1999 to celebrate each state's unique history and culture. The Kentucky quarter, specifically, was released to honor the state of Kentucky, known for its rich history in horse racing, bourbon, and of course, the famous Kentucky Derby. Now, let's talk about the 1978 Kentucky quarter in particular. This coin was minted in Denver, which is why it has the D mint mark on it, but there's something special about the 1978 Kentucky quarter that makes it stand out in the world of coin collectors. It's not just the design, but a very rare error that can drastically affect its value. If you've seen the Kentucky quarter before, you'll notice it features a beautiful design, with a thoroughbred horse galloping along, symbolizing Kentucky's strong connection to the horse racing world. But what makes some of these quarters truly valuable is an error that occurred during production, and that error could make a coin worth hundreds of thousands or even over $1 million. Most of the Kentucky quarters minted in 1978 are worth their face value, 25 cents. But a few very rare error coins were made with a misstrike during the minting process. This misstrike caused the coin to have some unique characteristics that set it apart from the typical quarters you'd find in circulation. For example, some of these coins may have been struck with double dies, leading to a blurry or doubled image on the obverse. Others may have off-center strikes, causing part of the design to be cut off. While these errors are rare, they are highly sought after by collectors. In fact, some of these misstruck 1978 Kentucky quarters have sold for as much as $1 million at auction. So how do you know if you've got one of these rare quarters hiding in your coin collection? Let's break it down. First off, make sure you have the 1978 Kentucky quarter in your hands. Look at the mint mark. The D should be clear, indicating it was minted in Denver. Now, here's where the real magic happens. Check the coin for any noticeable errors. Look closely at the design, especially around the horse and the text on the reverse. If you notice any doubling or misalignment, you could be holding a coin that's worth far more than just a quarter. Some of the key errors to look for are double D varieties, where parts of the design appear doubled. This happens when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned. Another big indicator is an off-center strike, which occurs when the coin isn't properly aligned during the minting process. Now, let's take a step back and talk about what actually determines the value of these rare coins. It's not just about the error. The coin's condition, rarity, and diamond all play a big role in how much it's worth. Coins that are in mint condition, that is, with no wear and tear, are much more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated. Condition is everything in the world of coin collecting, and that's why it's so important to take care of your coins. Clean your coins with a soft cloth, and avoid handling them too much, as oils from your skin can damage them over time. Now, let's say you've discovered you have one of these rare 1978 Kentucky quarters, or maybe other rare coins that are worth something significant. What do you do next? First, get your coin authenticated. Professional grading services like pennies or NN can help you determine the exact grade and authenticity of your coin. Once you know what you have, you can start exploring different ways to sell at auctions. Both in person and online are great options for rare coins. Some high-end auction houses specialize in rare coin sales, and you might be able to sell directly to collectors or dealers. Before you sell, though, here's a tip: don't rush. It's important to do your research. The coin market can fluctuate, so make sure you're selling at the right time. Also, consider reaching out to multiple buyers or auction houses to get the best price. And remember, the more rare and in-demand your coin is, the more likely you are to get top dollar. So there you have it, folks. The 1978 Kentucky quarter dollar is more than just a piece of change. If you have one with the right error, it could be worth an absolute fortune. I hope this video has given you some insight into how to identify, value, and sell your old coins. If you think you've found a rare coin, don't hesitate, get it checked out, and who knows, you could be holding onto $1 million treasure. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more coin collecting tips, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of our content. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'd love to hear about any rare finds you've come across. We're diving into a true hidden gem of American coinage, the 2006 Kentucky $2 coin. But here's the catch, this coin could be worth up to even $3 million. That's right, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Stick with me for the next 10 minutes to find out everything you need to know about this valuable coin, how to spot it, and how you can make big money by selling it. Now, if you're someone who loves collecting old coins, or you just happen to have a jar full of change from the good old days, this video could change your life. Whether you're 30 or 70, this coin might just be sitting in your collection waiting to be discovered. Let's start with a little background. The 2006 Kentucky quarter is part of the United States Mint's 50 state quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. Each state got its own quarter, and Kentucky's design, released in 2006, is unique because it features a thoroughbred racehorse, a symbol of the state's famous horse racing culture, with a backdrop of the state's lush landscapes and the famed Churchill Downs racetrack. But here's the kicker, some of these Kentucky quarters are worth far more than their face value of 25 cents. In fact, certain rare versions of this coin are worth up to even $3 million, so, why is the 2006 Kentucky quarter so valuable? Well, the key lies in some rare minting errors. Let me break it down for you. There's a specific error, known as the double die error, that happened during the production of some of these quarters. This is where the die used to strike the coin wasn't aligned properly, causing a duplication of the design. This error causes the image on the quarter to appear doubled. You can see it on the horse, and in some cases, even the date. This doubling can make the coin look slightly blurry and off-center, but it's a telltale sign of a rare error that collectors go wild for. And if you find one in good condition, it could be worth a small fortune. So how do you spot one of these valuable error coins? The key is paying close attention to the details. First, look at the horse. If you see doubled features, such as two outlines around the horse or extra details in the hair and muscles, you might be holding a rare error coin. Secondly, check the date. If it looks a bit fuzzy or doubled, that's another sign. Finally, the mint mark. Look for the mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. Now, it's not just about the error. The condition of the coin also plays a huge role in its value. Coins are graded based on their condition. The highest grade is mint state, which means the coin looks like it just came out of the mint, perfect, no wear or damage. If you find a high-grade 2006 Kentucky quarter with that rare doubling, you're looking at a coin that could fetch hundreds of thousands or even millions. A coin with an 7 or higher grade, especially with the doubling error, has already sold for up to even $3 million at auction. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can I sell my rare 2006 Kentucky quarter and get the most money for it? Well, there are a few ways to go about it. First, check out online platforms like eBay, where collectors are always hunting for rare coins. Make sure to include detailed photos of both sides of your coin and describe any mint errors. You can also visit a local coin dealer who can appraise your coin in person. Just be sure to do some research beforehand so you don't get underpriced. Another great option is to sell your coin at auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, where high-end rare coins can sell for incredible prices. You might be wondering, just how much can these coins really sell for? Well, let's take a look at some real-life examples. In 2020, a 2006 Kentucky quarter with the double die error sold at auction for over $1 million. Another one, with a slightly lower grade, went for around 500,000. That's a lot of money for a coin you might have found in your spare change, so there you have it. The 2006 Kentucky quarter might just be the hidden treasure you've been waiting for. Remember, if you find one of these rare error coins, don't just let it sit in your drawer. Take the time to check it over carefully, and then, maybe you'll find that you're sitting on a small fortune. If you have any questions about identifying rare coins or how to get started with coin collecting, feel free to drop them in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more coin-related tips, news, and hidden treasures. We'll be diving deep into the 2019 Kentucky $quarter coin, a coin you might have in your collection right now, and how it could potentially be worth up to 1 million. Let's start by understanding the 2019 Kentucky quarter. The Kentucky State Quarter was part of the 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. However, Kentucky's quarter came out a little later, in 2019, as part of the America the Beautiful Quarter series. The design on the reverse of the coin features a thoroughbred racehorse, a symbol of Kentucky's deep connection to horse racing. If you're from Kentucky, or know the state's history, you know that this coin represents the bluegrass state with its unique and beautiful equine culture. Kentucky is famous for its horse races, particularly the Kentucky Derby, which is one of the most prestigious and well-known races in the world. So, why does this quarter matter more than just being a cool piece of history? Well, there's more to this coin than meets the eye. Not every 2019 Kentucky quarter is going to make you a millionaire. But the good news is, some of them are incredibly rare and can fetch huge amounts at auction. So how do you know if you have one of those rare quarters? There are a few key factors to look for when trying to find out if your Kentucky quarter is worth big money. First off, it could be in mint condition, something that collectors prize. But the real key to high value lies in a mistake coin, also known as a minting error. Here's where things get interesting. One of the rarest errors you might find on a 2019 Kentucky quarter is the double die obverse error. This means the image on the front of the coin is imprinted twice, giving it a slight blur effect. This small, but significant mistake makes the coin incredibly valuable. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for this type of error coin, sometimes reaching into the thousands of dollars for a single quarter. But there's another error that has made some Kentucky quarters worth up to 1 million. A unique variation of the coin, where part of the design is slightly shifted, could potentially fetch millions. There are reports of rare 2019 Kentucky quarters being sold at auction for astonishing sums, with one particular coin reaching a jaw-dropping 1 million. Now that you know what to look for, you might be wondering, how do I sell these rare coins? First, if you suspect you have a rare coin, you should get it professionally appraised. You can take your coin to a coin dealer or numismatist who specializes in rare coins to get an expert's opinion. You can also sell your rare coins at auctions. Many auction houses specialize in rare coins, and they have the right audience to bring top dollar for your valuable items. But before you sell, it's important to research. Find out what similar coins have sold for, so you're not underselling yourself. Once you've found that rare coin, whether it's a 2019 Kentucky quarter or another, you'll want to take good care of it. Proper storage is key. Keeping your coin in a protective case will ensure it stays in excellent condition, which is vital for its value. Also, avoid cleaning the coin. While it might be tempting, cleaning can actually reduce its value. Trust me, collectors prefer coins that have that natural patina or wear. So, whether you're looking for a 2019 Kentucky quarter with a minting error or any other rare coin, always remember to check your collection carefully. There might be a hidden treasure just waiting to be discovered. The coin that could be worth hundreds or even millions of dollars might be sitting in your change jar right now. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe for more coin collecting tips and tricks. And if you have any questions or want to share your coin finds, leave a comment down below. I love hearing from you. Hey there, coin enthusiasts and collectors. Welcome back to the channel. If you're here, you're probably sitting on a treasure chest full of old coins. Well, maybe not treasure just yet, but you might be closer than you think. In today's video, we're diving into one of the most exciting and valuable coins out there, the 1994 Kentucky quarter dollar, which is worth a staggering $3 million. Yes, you heard that right. You might have one sitting in your collection, and today, I'm going to show you how to spot it, and how much you could potentially sell it for. Let's get into it. First off, let's talk about the 1994 Kentucky quarter. As part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program, this coin was released in 1994 to honor Kentucky. The design showcases a thoroughbred racehorse, representing Kentucky's famous horse racing tradition, as well as a beautiful image of the state's natural beauty. You'll find the IP mint mark, indicating it was struck in the Philadelphia Mint. But here's the kicker: while this coin was produced in large quantities, there are some rare, special versions of this quarter that have a market value that could blow your mind. Now, let's talk about why the 1994 Kentucky quarter could be worth so much. The primary reason some of these coins are worth a small fortune is due to an incredibly rare error. You see, certain quarters from this series have what's known as a double die obverse error. This means the coin has doubled images, like a ghost of the original design, that happened during the minting process. Coins with this kind of error are extremely rare and often only identified by the most experienced collectors. But here's the thing: if you find one of these coins, the value could go through the roof. One of these rare double D Kentucky quarters has sold for an incredible $3 million. So, how do you tell if your 1994 Kentucky quarter is one of the rare ones? Let's break it down. First, take a good look at the coin's design, particularly around the lettering, and the horse on the reverse side of the quarter. The double die error typically causes the text and images to appear doubled or blurred. You might see a split or shadow effect on the words Kentucky or the date. These double images are what make the coin so special and valuable. Another key spot to check is the state's name, Kentucky. The error often shows up around this area. You can use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to zoom in. If you notice any kind of ghosting or doubling of letters, congratulations, you might have just found a rare coin. Now, the big question: how much could your 1994 Kentucky quarter be worth? As of today, a well-graded example of a 1994 Kentucky quarter with the double die error has sold for over $3 million at auction. However, the value will depend on the condition of your coin and whether it has the error. A typical 1994 Kentucky quarter in average condition might only be worth a few dollars, but if you've got a rare, error version, we're talking a potential fortune. Even in slightly less rare conditions, some of these quarters have been valued in the thousands of dollars. Okay, so you've got the coin, you've identified the error, and you're probably wondering, how do I sell this for the best price? First, make sure your coin is graded by a professional. This helps determine its quality and authenticity. You can send it to trusted grading services like Pigs or Ink. A certified coin is much easier to sell for top dollar. Next, you've got options for selling. You can try auction houses, which are excellent for rare coins like this. Websites like eBay also allow you to reach a global audience of collectors. If you're not comfortable selling online, finding a local coin dealer or numismatic expert can help guide you through the process. Remember, a rare coin like this isn't just about the error, it's also about condition. The better the grade, the more money you'll make. And hey, while you're checking for rare Kentucky quarters, why stop there? There are plenty of other coins out there that could be worth big bucks. Some other state quarters, and even regular circulation coins can be highly valuable due to mint errors, special editions, or limited releases. So, always keep an eye out. Alright, folks, that wraps up our deep dive into the 1994 Kentucky quarter, and how it could make you a millionaire. If you found this information helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more coin tips and tricks. And if you're sitting on some old coins, now's the time to check them carefully. You never know, your next big find could be right under your nose. We're diving deep into the 1994 Kentucky $quarter coin, a piece of us history that's worth far more than you might think. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be armed with the knowledge of how this coin could be worth up to $4 million. Cut to the host in a cozy setting, surrounded by coin collection books, a magnifying glass, and coin holders. Let's start with some quick history. The 1994 Kentucky quarter was released as part of the 50 State Quarters program. This series, launched in 1994, featured unique designs for each state, and Kentucky's quarter showcases the state's proud equestrian heritage, a racehorse and a thoroughbred jockey. Now, you may have seen these quarters at your local convenience store, but trust me, this coin could be worth far more than its face value of 25 cents. But what makes the 1999 Kentucky quarter really interesting, and potentially incredibly valuable, is what you might not see at first glance. Now, to understand why some of these quarters are so valuable, you need to know about rarity, and how to spot special characteristics. The first thing you should look for is mint errors or misprints. A coin could have an error that makes it extremely rare and desirable to collectors. For example, one of the most well-known and valuable coins from this series is the 1999 Kentucky quarter with a rare double die error, or the design appears slightly offset, making it look like it's been stamped twice. The small but significant flaw makes the coin much more valuable. A side-by-side comparison of a regular quarter and one with a double die error. Even though these errors might be hard to spot with the naked eye, don't worry. There are simple tricks to help you identify them. Make sure to examine the coin carefully, especially around the words and numbers. Look for any signs of doubling, and check the edges for any unusual marks. A montage of various rare 1999 Kentucky quarters, some in pristine condition, others with obvious flaws. Now, here's the big question. How could one of these Kentucky quarters be worth up to $4 million? Well, it's all about the rarity. In 2004, a 1999 Kentucky quarter with a double die error was sold for a staggering $4 million. That's right, one lucky seller found an incredibly rare version of the coin, and thanks to its minting flow, it became an instant treasure. Coins like this don't just sit in your pocket for long, they're sought after by serious collectors and investors. Display images of the coin being sold at auction with a price tag of $4 million. Now, don't worry if you don't think you have the 1 in a million coin, because even less rare versions can still bring in substantial money. In fact, a regular 1999 Kentucky quarter can be worth anywhere from 20 to 100, depending on its condition, and in the case of an uncirculated or flawless coin, the value can shoot up to several $100s. The better the condition, the higher the value. Look for coins that have been kept in pristine condition. No scratches, dents, or discoloration. Look for mint errors. As I mentioned, errors like the double die or K. Look closely at the details, check for high demand. Even if your coin doesn't have a mint error, it could still be valuable, because collectors are always on the lookout for coins in great condition. A checklist pops up showing the steps outlined above. Don't forget to keep your coins in a safe place. If you have a 1999 Kentucky quarter that looks particularly clean, or has unusual marks, it might be worth getting it professionally graded. A shot of the host browsing an online coin auction site. So, now that you know how to spot a valuable 1999 Kentucky quarter, what's the next step if you think you've got a rare find? Here's how you can sell your coin for the best price. Get it graded. The first step is to have your coin graded by a professional. Companies like pennies and mintage can evaluate your coin's quality and authenticity, giving it a certificate that increases its value. Find a reputable dealer or auction house. Once you know the value, you can either sell it to a dealer or auction it off. Some of the best places to sell rare coins are heritage auctions and eBay. Do your research before selling. Check recent sales of similar coins to get an idea of the going price. This will help you avoid being lowballed. A full table of different coins, with the 1999 Kentucky quarter being the centerpiece. Who knew that a simple 1999 Kentucky quarter could be worth so much? If you're sitting on a coin collection, or just happen to have one of these quarters lying around, it might be time to take a closer look. You could be holding onto a small fortune. We're diving into something that might surprise you, a coin that could be sitting in your drawer or in that old jar of coins you've forgotten about. It's the 2001 Kentucky State $quarter coin. Believe it or not, this coin could be worth as much as $4 million. Yes, you heard that right. But how? Stay tuned to find out. First, let's talk about the basics. The 2001 Kentucky State $quarter coin is part of the Pedicit State Quarters program, which was released by the U.S. Mint to celebrate each state's unique history. The Kentucky Quarter features a depiction of the state's famous horse racing industry, and the thoroughbred horses, with the word "My Old Kentucky Home" featured prominently. Now, this coin is like any other state quarter in terms of appearance, but as you'll soon learn, some of these coins are far rarer than others, and they're worth a lot more than just 25 cents. Now, here's where things get really interesting. There are millions of 21 Kentucky state quarters in circulation, so you might think they're all just worth 25 cents, right? Well, the truth is that some of these coins were minted with a mistake, an error that makes them incredibly rare and valuable. You see, some of these coins were struck with a double die or a flaw in the minting process that created a distinct error on the coin's design. This error happens when a coin is stamped more than once, resulting in a double image. It's small, but noticeable if you know what to look for, especially in the lettering and the outlines of the image on the coin. Now, here's where it gets really exciting. If you find one of these rare, error-struck Kentucky state quarters, it could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even millions of dollars. To give you an example, a collector managed to find a rare 21 Kentucky state quarter that had been struck with a double die error. This specific coin, in pristine condition, was sold for a whopping $4 million at auction. That's right, $4 million for just one coin. And it's not just a fluke. Coins like this one, with unique errors, are highly sought after by collectors around the world. This kind of value comes from how rare and unique these error coins are. Many errors happen by chance, and when one of these mistaken coins shows up, collectors go wild trying to grab them. The rarer the error, the more valuable the coin becomes. So, how can you tell if you've got a rare 21 Kentucky state quarter on your hands? The most important thing to check is the lettering and design. Look closely at the words around the horse and the state motto, "My Old Kentucky Home." If you see a doubling effect, that's a clear sign of a double die error. Here's an example. You might notice that the "AK" and "A" in Kentucky appear twice, or the word Kentucky might look like it's blurred or doubled. It's a subtle detail, but if you spot it, you're onto something big. Now, you're probably wondering, if I find one of these rare coins, how do I sell it? There are several options. You can take it to a reputable coin dealer, or you might even want to consider auctioning it online. Websites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or even specialized coin auction houses are great places to sell your coin for top dollar. Before you list it, make sure you get it professionally graded. A certified coin grading service like the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCS) or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGS) will evaluate your coin and give it a grade. The higher the grade, the more valuable your coin might be. Cut a footage of a coin being graded. Coins in mint condition, especially those with a double die error, can fetch a premium, but keep in mind that the condition matters. A coin that's slightly worn down won't be worth as much as one in perfect condition. So, there you have it. The 21 Kentucky state $quarter coin, potentially worth a fortune if you know where to look. Remember, rare coins don't just appear out of thin air, but with a little patience and a keen eye, you could be holding onto a valuable treasure without even realizing it. If you've got a jar of old coins lying around, it might be time to take a closer look. And don't forget to check out your local coin dealers or online auctions if you think you found something special. Who knows? That forgotten quarter could turn into your ticket to a small fortune. We're talking about the 1998 Kentucky $quarter coin. Yes, you heard me right, this quarter could be worth a lot more than you think. We're talking about a current market value of up to $8 million. That's right, not a typo. So, if you have one of these in your collection or perhaps in your change jar, keep watching because this could be your ticket to a huge payday. In 1998, the US Mint began the famous 50 state quarter program, which featured a unique design for each state. The Kentucky quarter, released in 1998, was part of this series, and is particularly special because it celebrated the state's rich history and culture. The Kentucky quarter features an image of a thoroughbred horse, a symbol of the state's renowned horse racing culture, as well as the iconic state motto, "United we stand, divided we fall." It's a beautiful coin, but not all Kentucky quarters are worth a fortune. Let's talk about the one that could make you a millionaire. So, how can a regular old quarter from 1998 be worth $1.5 million? The key lies in a rare error coin that was mistakenly struck by the US Mint. These errors are what make certain coins so valuable. The coin that we're talking about is known as the 1998 Kentucky Quarter Double Day Reverse. This coin was struck with a mistake. The reverse design, including the horse, was doubled, which is a rare minting error. Take a close look at this image. See how the design seems to be doubled or shifted. That's the telltale sign of the double die error, which occurred during the minting process. The doubling creates extra lines, especially around the horse and state motto, and can make the coin look blurry or even slightly shifted in some places. So, how can you identify this valuable Kentucky quarter? First, it's important to know that this error coin is incredibly rare. Only a few were ever produced, so finding one is a matter of luck. But here's what you can do to identify it. Look for doubling in the letters of Kentucky or United We Stand. The doubling can also be seen there. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to inspect the coin closely. Small details like double text are hard to spot with the naked eye. If you think you've found one, congratulations. But before you get too excited, let's talk about what makes these coins so valuable. Coins like these are valuable because of their rarity. The 1998 Kentucky Quarter Double Die Reverse is considered an error coin, and error coins are prized by collectors for their uniqueness. Imagine owning a coin that has a mistake that only a few other people in the world have. It becomes much more valuable. These error coins are valued at such high prices due to their rarity, and the high demand from coin collectors. When one of these rare coins comes up for sale, collectors from around the world can drive the price through the roof. At recent auctions, some of these rare 1998 Kentucky quarters have been sold for a whopping $8.5 million. So, you found your rare coin, what now? Well, if you believe you've got the 1998 Kentucky Quarter Double Day Reverse, there are several steps you can take to make sure you get the best price for it. Authenticate your coin before selling. It's important to get your coin authenticated by a professional grading service, like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation or Professional Coin Grading Service (PICS). These services will assess the coin's quality and confirm whether it's an authentic error coin. Find the right marketplace next. You'll want to sell your coin in the right marketplace. The best place for rare coins is through high-end coin auctions. Websites like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers hold regular auctions where collectors pay top dollar for rare finds like this. Work with a dealer if you're looking for a quicker sale. Consider working with a reputable coin dealer who specializes in rare and error coins. Just make sure to get a few quotes before settling on a deal to ensure you're getting the best price. So there you have it, the 1998 Kentucky Quarter Dollar with the Double Day Reverse error is one of the rarest and most valuable coins in existence right now. If you think you have one, don't just let it sit in a drawer. Take action, get it authenticated, and consider reaching out to a coin auction house to see what you can get for it. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more coin tips and value guides. Who knows, your next coin might just be worth millions. We're going to talk about a coin that could be sitting in your collection right now, worth a fortune. Specifically, we're talking about the 2011 Kentucky Quarter Dollar coin. You might have one of these quarters in your pocket change without realizing it's potentially worth over $8.5 million. Before we dive into the coin's value, let's talk about the 2011 Kentucky Quarter and why it was issued in the first place. As part of the 50 State Quarters program, which started in 1999, the U.S. Mint released one quarter for each state, each featuring a unique design that represents the state's history, culture, and landmarks. In 2011, Kentucky got its turn. The design on the Kentucky quarter features a thoroughbred horse and a rising sun. Kentucky, after all, is known for its horse racing history, and the state is home to the famous Kentucky Derby. Seems simple, right? Well, it's this very coin that might be hiding something special if you know what to look for. Now, here's where things get interesting. The 2011 Kentucky quarter has been spotted in various forms, but it's the rare variety that could be worth a ton. You see, this coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which is marked by the P Mint mark. In most cases, a typical 2 Kentucky quarter is worth just 25 cents, but there's an exception. Some of these 2 quarters were struck with a double die error. What does that mean? Well, a double die error happens when the coin's design is unintentionally doubled, giving the coin an almost blurry or thick appearance in certain parts of the design. This happens during the minting process, and it's a rare occurrence. Now, here's the jaw-dropping part. One specific example of a 2 Kentucky double die quarter was auctioned off for an astounding $1.5 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.5 million. So how do you know if your coin is one of these rare specimens? The easiest way to spot a double die error on the Kentucky quarter is to look at the details of the horse and the word Kentucky. In the case of the double die error, you'll see a clear doubling of the letters and images. It's subtle, but with a keen eye, it's unmistakable. So, what should you do if you think you have one of these rare quarters? First, get a good magnifying glass or a loupe. Carefully examine the design. If you notice the double die, you might just have a very valuable coin on your hands. Once you're confident that your quarter has the error, the next step is to have it verified by a professional. You can take it to a coin grading service, like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PGS. They'll evaluate the condition of your coin and issue a grade. The higher the grade, the more your coin could be worth. After you've got your coin graded, it's time to think about selling it. You can try auctioning it off through platforms like eBay, or better yet, take it to a trusted coin dealer. High-end coin dealers often handle rare finds like this and can help you connect with collectors who are willing to pay top dollar. Now, let's not forget that the 2 Kentucky quarter isn't the only state quarter with the potential for high value. There are other rare finds from the 50 state quarters program. For example, the 1999 Delaware quarter with a rare spitting horse rarity, or the 1999 Georgia quarter with an error in the minting process could also be worth a lot. Before we wrap up, here are a few quick tips for those of you wanting to get started in coin collecting or looking to sell your old coins for a big profit. First, always check for errors. Second, don't forget about the condition of the coin. Coins in mint condition fetch higher prices. Finally, do your research. The more you know about the coins in your collection, the better your chances of finding a hidden gem. So, what do you think? Could your old Kentucky quarter be worth more than just a quarter? Maybe it's worth a fortune. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a coin that surprised you. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more tips, and share it with your friends. Who knows, they might have a coin worth $1 million hiding in their drawer. We're diving into something that might surprise you, the 1995 Kentucky $2 coin. You might be sitting on a goldmine without even realizing it. So, let's get started. Let's rewind a bit. Now, the Kentucky quarter isn't something that's super well known among casual collectors. But it has an interesting backstory. In 1995, the U.S. Mint produced a series of special quarter designs to celebrate the bicentennial of Kentucky's statehood. However, most of the quarters from this era were not particularly rare except for one. You see, Kentucky was the 50th state to join the Union, and it's famous for its horse racing, bourbon, and beautiful landscapes. But the coin we're talking about today, the 1995 Kentucky quarter, turned out to be a real rarity for one special reason. Now, here's where things get really interesting. In 1995, the U.S. Mint made an error while producing the Kentucky quarter. A small batch of these coins was minted with a crucial mistake, a misstamped design. These quarters had a defect in the engraving that made them extraordinarily rare. Most of the Kentucky quarters you find today are just your standard, mass-produced coins. But if you've got one of the rare 1995 Kentucky quarters with that mistrike, it could be worth way more than you think, as much as $2 million in some cases. So, how do you know if you've got one of these error coins? Let's break it down. First, you'll want to check the mint mark on your quarter. Look closely at the back of the coin. A normal 1995 quarter will have a D mint mark for Denver, and is for San Francisco, or no mint mark at all if it was made in Philadelphia. But the rare version has a subtle mistake on the engraving, specifically around the state outline. If you're not sure what you're looking for, or if you have a collection of 1965 quarters, it might be worth taking them to a professional coin grader. A coin in mint condition with the error can be incredibly valuable, as these mistakes are super rare. Now, you're probably wondering, what makes this coin worth such a massive amount of money? It's a combination of rarity, historical significance, and the sheer demand from collectors. Error coins, especially ones that were part of a limited mintage, tend to shoot up in value because people love having something unique in their collection. A rare error coin is like finding a hidden treasure. And just imagine, selling 1965 Kentucky quarter could set you up for a nice chunk of change, or maybe even make you a millionaire. That is $2 million sale. It's not a fluke, it's a real possibility for the right collector. Now that you're feeling excited about the possibility of having a rare coin, let's talk about what you should do next. If you think you might have one of these rare quarters, here are a few steps to take. Examine it closely for the mint mark, any imperfections, and other signs of wear. If the design seems off, it could be worth more. Professional grading services like mintage or PIX can help determine if your coin is a valuable error coin. There are many avenues to sell your coins, through auction houses, coin dealers, or online marketplaces. However, I recommend starting with an expert to get the most value for your rare coin. Do your research. Some buyers might try to lowball you. Make sure you know the coin's market value before selling it, and don't let your excitement lead you to a bad deal. So there you have it. If you're sitting on a 1965 Kentucky quarter with a rare mistrike, you could be looking at a life-changing amount of money. Take the time to look through your collection, get your coins checked, and who knows, you might just hit the jackpot.